Okay, you guys, this is gonna be a part 2 to my adventures of exploring Daiso makeup because girl, Daiso's stepping it up. Daiso is stepping it up. I made a previous video trying out like the tag cushion and their contour stuff. I was telling you guys how all the cool tone shades were out because I guess there were too many cool tone girls up in my area, but they restocked on a lot of things, so picked them up. This tag cushion in general, this is available at Daiso. Favorite, like I keep using this is like my second or third cushion, which rarely happens for me. So if you're in Korea and you have access to this and you can find a color that suits your skin tone, girl, just get your base makeup at Daiso. However, I was watching this Korean makeup artist, he has a YouTube channel, and he was trying out Daiso makeup on his sister, and he was talking about how like this other brand available at Daiso called Drop B, which I believe was made by the Sam. If you watch my channel regularly, you'll know these are my favorite things. Like their concealer stuff. There's a matte one and a glowy one, just like the cushions. Apparently, he said the vibe, because when he was applying it on his sister, the vibe he got was that it's similar to the YSL All Hours foundation, which this is one of my favorite foundations. But is my ass gonna buy this shit again? No, it's not. But when I was there earlier to pick this shit up, tell me how they had these there. Does this look familiar to you? They literally put out the same exact product up at Daiso for way cheaper. Well, I'll be honest, this isn't that expensive to begin with. You get less product, but if you can get my favorite color correctors and concealers at Daiso, So, we're gonna be trying out all this new base product shit that I got because they also got like concealer pencils. I did buy the other cool tone blush that I couldn't try in the last video. And also I got some color makeup stuff from Twinkle Pop, which actually this one has been around for a while, but I figured now would be the perfect time to try her out. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and let's play with this Daiso makeup.
This is gonna be so hot.
So this is the Drop B Cover Pick Foundation and Water Pick Foundation. Matte, glowy, and they're both vegan formulas, which is good. They both come in only 2 colors. No one was surprised here. I got shade number 2 in each. This is what the packaging looks like. For the velvet one, it's a velvety foundation that covers skin blemishes as it adheres to skin thinly and fastly. And the water pick one is a moisture foundation that expresses radiant skin full of moisture by adhering lightly and smoothly to skin. So I did try this on my hand, and the vibes I was getting is that it works better with... That looks weird. It's like separating. That's strange. This is the matte one too. That looks weird. I'm gonna spread it out with my finger here first. And just use a puff to blend it out. First impressions, this feels nothing like the YSL one, but... Oh shit, that's nice. Whatever's left, I just put on my forehead. I have bangs, so that shit don't matter. Now, let's give it a second to set because it's matte, but it might take a little bit for it to turn matte. On the other side, let's try the water pick one. Yeah, this one is more of a lotiony type of vibe. It doesn't have that oil pigment separation that we saw with this side. Also, the color is a very neutral, sort of like orangey apricot shade, which is good for my more neutral yellowy skin. All right. That's 이거 훨씬 촉촉해 보이네. I do take good care of the texture of my skin, so this glow could just be coming from that, like the smoothness. If you have like severely dry skin, foundation could obviously play differently on your skin. But based on the feeling, this one is slightly more moisturizing, I think. And the formula is a little bit thicker, which is good for drier skin. Thinner foundations are great for looking more natural. But if you have drier skin, the lack of moisture in those types of thin formulas is gonna make your skin look more dry. So using these thicker, more lotion type of formulas, but more thinly, I think will look better on drier skin. But I think you can definitely see here quite a bit more glow on this side. And also, I made sure not to use that much because there's all these concealers here that I already have, so I don't want to layer on too much shit. But girl, based off of what I'm trying right now, this shit is nice. It does not feel cheap at all. Let's try the correctors. I'm really curious about the correctors because the SEM ones, these are like my ride or dies. I use them in almost all my makeup videos. Spoiler alert, they're literally exact same formulas. I think the color difference is like so barely noticeable that, girl, if you had to pick between the two, I honestly would just pick the Daiso ones because they're smaller and more convenient. Yup, same formula, same color. Which two do you think are the Drop B ones and which one do you think are the SEM ones? This is the Drop B and this is the SEM. Pretty much the exact same color. If anything, the Drop B one is slightly more pale, while the SEM ones are a little bit more beige toned down. But girl, it's not gonna make a difference what's on your face. Especially if you, because for me, I tend to use these first before my foundation, or I just use them alone with like a tone-up cream as a base. So I'm gonna take a bit of the green one, and also this brush from Daiso, which I think is an eyeshadow brush, but I love using it for concealer. This is from Tag, their vegan eyeshadow brush. It's like this kind of like fluffy-ish brush, which I saw someone doing this and I was like, that looks really nice. Because I don't really like the shape for eyeshadow. I never find a use for this kind of shape for an eyeshadow brush. So like I've redness like here, you just feather it on. And like I've said so many times with these correctors is that because they're more of a beige shade and not like a straight up green, like minty color, I feel like for my light to medium skin tone, it blends in more naturally. What I noticed though is that if you have extremely fair, pale skin, I would use this before your foundation because if you use them alone, they can look kind of olivey and like really strange and make you look like green. But just putting a little bit, I feel like makes such a big difference. Or honestly, if I'm using my Tag cushion, what I also like to do is put some on the lid and just pick it up with the cushion puff that I already used and then just touch the areas you want to color correct, and this is a little bit faster sometimes. And I probably didn't show you properly, but there are some like pores here that this formula, I really like these SEM concealers because they're rather thick, so they have pore covering power. Just make sure you're using a small amount because you don't want to look cakey with this shit on. Damn. Okay, and then let's try the peach one, which I always use for my beard and for my dark circles. If anything, this brush is perfect for this part because I'll pick some up. I always make sure I use the applicator and thinly apply it on my hand before I pick it up. I don't like to make a blob on my hand because if I do, it will absorb too much on the brush and it will just get clumped up in the bristles and it'll make the brush harder to wash and it will apply too much and it will apply more chunky and uneven. And here, it just fits perfectly here. Yogi. A little bit on my egg side because my egg side is kind of like dark. And then right out here, 이렇게 하면 돼. Oh my God, do you see the difference? That is the power of color corrector because it's not just color corrector, these actually do have good coverage because it is part of the really popular, well, it came from the really popular Cover Perfection Tip Concealer line, which, girl, when this shit first came out in Korea back in the day, this shit had a chokehold on the girls. This was like viral in Korea. You see a difference? Now I do have a skin tone color. This is number 1, clear beige in the original SEM concealer. But this is the number 2 natural beige that I got from Drop B from Daiso. Literally the label is the same too, bruh. That's crazy. This isn't a brighter tone than the foundation, so I do like to use this on here. It's not really blemishes that I have here. It's more just like, here, I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand. It's more just closer to my skin tone because I like to use colors like this to actually cover. Obviously, lighter foundations are better for like if you want to create highlight points on your face, but this one is purely for coverage. I pick some up on the puff here. And I like to put it here because I have like dark spots here and like freckles I inherited them from my mom, so. Wow, that's fucking, wow. So this is what we're looking like so far. This side again is the matte foundation, but at the end it kind of just looks the same on both sides. I'm going to powder now because I don't want to look too shiny. I've already shown this one, the Personal Tone Correcting Blur Pact. This is the green one and my favorite because I do have more red in my skin, so I like to calm that down with a green. But they do have a lavender one from, this is from IPKN. Same thing, but in the lavender shade, and it looks like this. I don't like to use the puff in here for my whole face, but I do use it for under my eyes. I pick some up here, that's what it looks like. And I 양쳐줘요 on my hand here, just right under my eyes here, just to prevent creasing. Then I take a big ass brush. They do have, I have this tag brush, right? The vegan contour. And they do have a powder brush that's almost like this shape. It looks more like a contour brush. I didn't pick it up because I didn't feel like I would need it, so I'm just gonna use this regular powder brush just on my nose. I'm just doing this to lightly pick up any excessive oil on the surface. If you want to really fucking suck that shit up, like all the oil, you use a puff. Oh my, that is creamy as hell. Look at my fucking makeup right now. This shit was less than 15 bucks altogether. So far, what I feel like from the foundations is that the main difference is that you pick one based on your skin type. If you have dry skin, use Water Pick. If you have more oily skin, use Cover Pick. Because the coverage seems the same, and the finish on each almost looks the same, at least on me. So in my last video where I tried the Daiso shit, Touch a Gleam, there's a dual multi-shading, but I only got the warm one because they ran out of the cool one at my Daiso. Actually, you know what? Pick up 2 or 3 of these brushes because I feel like these are, besides eyeshadow, this is also good for nose contouring here, good for corrector, good for under eye concealer. I just don't like this for eyeshadow. I have tried this and I don't actually really enjoy this that much because it's a little pale for me. Like, I guess I can mix in some of this, but 뭔가, because I do like more of like a contour that you can see, but this one is quite light. If I only use the first shade on my nose, which is what I tend to use. Here. And now I'm gonna take the actual vegan contour brush that they have. Love this brush. I use it all the time for contour here and also for blush. I love her blush. Also would be great for highlighter. So get 2 or 3 of these too. You guys, I'm like really legitimately shocked by, because even from some of my other high-end shit, I don't get this fucking look, bruh. I don't know if I'm gaslighting myself into thinking this is just much better, but obviously it's great when we spend a ton of money on more luxury brands and we get that luxury quality. Because if we're gonna be spending that much money, we better get that quality. But this truly is bringing me back to the days of first discovering K-beauty, where you can get all this awesome high quality shit for cheap. Especially these days where K-beauty is getting more and more expensive. That shit is smooth as hell. Oh, also let's do a little bit of under the 애교살. Can't forget that. I'm gonna use the same brush I used for my nose. 여기. Just as like a preliminary contour for before we do eyeshadow. Oh shit, my eye is fucking watering. If you do makeup, you know that watery eyes will be the fucking end of all of us. Okay, and this is what we have so far, and with just base and contour. I did try Tag's brow products in the last video, but I don't really care for them, so I'm just gonna use my AliExpress pencil to fill in my brows real quick. Similar price range, so yeah. Not only is this shit cheap, but the little amount of product that I used, everything was super good in coverage. There was no watery shit, you know what I mean? For me, a sign of a bad product, especially base product, is that when you're blending it, it turns like watery. And there's some products where it's like, oh, it's supposed to be light coverage or whatever, but I feel like those are kind of like a waste of time. And because we are working on the face, I feel like now would be a good time to use the blush. Blush is something I tend to do last, but we can always do the eye makeup and then we can reassess. But this is the Tag Mood Blush Beam in number 2, Fair Mauve. I could use this brush with the blush, but it does have contour stained on it, so I'm gonna use this brush instead. Oh my god. That's so pretty. Holy, and it blends so beautifully. Definitely this is the maximum color you're gonna get from this blush though, because it is a very I mean, it's called Fair Mauve, right? But bruh, put some on the nose here. As well as the chin. Oh my god. This is so fucking pretty. And it's so natural, like even on my skin tone. It's like one little step away from looking almost too whitish, but it's just on the cusp. Like from far away, to me at least, it just looks like a cute natural pink flush. And it's quite white, so I feel like this would be great for people that do have redness on their cheeks. This won't contribute to any oranginess, and it won't make you look more red and flushed. If you have really red cheeks or rosacea, but you want the pink flush and you feel like all the blushes just make you look orange or more red, if you're going for that pink look, this is like a great color. There's also a highlighter in here, as we know, but I'm not really a fan of the highlighter formula. It's too hard for me. It is this really pretty sort of soft glow, but I don't know. Let me try picking it up with this brush. I feel like with this type of formula, the best type of brush to use would be something like a flat brush or like this. Oh, actually, there's a little bit of like a gold shift to it, even though it's like a white-ish. It's like a whitish highlight, but there's like a mix of gold shift with like pink pearl. Let's actually try putting that on top of the blush. Here. I tend to put a highlighter right here, but I'm gonna kind of connect it down to here just for more glowy blush. Oh my god, not me switching up. Not me switching the fuck up. Oh my god. But this is definitely the type of highlighter where you need the right brush. I don't think it's one of the things where it's like, oh, it's easy to use. Oh, do you see that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, sorry, I'm getting the yogurt on the sides of the lips. Woo! Okay. Okay. Minus the eyeshadow and lip. If this is what you can get at Daiso, you've got to be fucking kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. This is the one. This is truly the one. Oh shit. I forgot there's concealer pencils. I was a little hesitant at first because the testers up at Daiso were crazy. They were like crunchy and nasty. To my surprise, it is quite creamy. But in general, I have to let you guys know, I am not a fan of concealer pencils to begin with. I just don't really like the use of them. I feel like they look chunky, especially on top of blemishes, which is what a lot of people use them for, but that one was number 2. This is number 1, which should be the brighter color, which the first one I'm gonna use, this one, the top one, I'm gonna use to cover this one fucking spot on my cheek right here. Yeah, I don't know, to me it just looks like crusty. I don't like that. It's convenient, but kind of crusty. Don't know. Let me see if it will cover my... Oh! Oh, it covered my little mole here. And it perfectly complements the base, so it doesn't look, it doesn't stand out too much. Which I think is a benefit of using products all from the same brand. Like they make the colors to match each other, right? Actually, what I do want to kind of try is this side in particular, even if I cover it really well, I do have this, it's just less fat on this side of my eye. So let me see if I can... I know these sorts of concealer pencils are popular for under the eye right here in Korea, but not me fucking switching up already. God damn, I need to calm the fuck down. Okay, let me try. I don't know. My under eyes are kind of like nasty right now, to be honest, because the Avila, I like it, but 뭔가. And also, this is a really matte, like quick fixing pencil. So you gotta really work quickly with it because this shit will dry on you, bitch. Did it help? A little? I don't know. Oh my god, this kind of like see-through bang right now. It's kind of giving Japanese female protagonist of the 90s. O genki desu ka? O genki desu ka?
I think fuck that's over.